What up, everybody? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. This channel talk about zines and DIY publishing. And today I want to talk about Moon Knight. This was a series that was real popular, and the homie Dave Baker was the one that was like, Rich, you got to read this shit, man. And it's written by Brian Wood, and the artist is Greg Smallwood. And then issue number 10 was done by Giuseppe Comunicoli, probably an Italian fella. But one of the things that really struck me from Moon Knight, and now that I read it, I can see the inspiration that this had on some of Dave's work. But these panel layouts, I mean, I read this a while ago, but like I've been going through it again because I really want to diversify my panel layouts. The way I do my panels right now, I think they're real linear and, very simple. But you see, things like this, I definitely want to get into something more like this. These panels, but I mean, there's an issue here that's just brilliant. Look at this panel grid. Like I keep saying, like I love that. For some reason, it just really calls to me. And in Moon Knight, they really use it well. This is another kind of layout that I'm liking. But like the way they do the panels, and it's not just one issue, but there's one issue in particular that I'm gonna show you guys that like really floored me. Like that was just masterfully done. But like all these panel layouts, going through the glass, I just dig it, man. It's just well done. And the writing is good. Like the story is very, very solid. But this was key for me. Right? Not very text heavy. But it moves, it flows. There's this spy feel and element, and it's good. This is the issue though, that when I read this issue, I was in love with this comic, this run. So to begin with, it's people on their phone, they're vlogging, TikToking and whatnot. Cops show up. And the whole story is just like these little frames, right? First of the newscast, but then of like surveillance footage, right? There's different cameras in the building. And the whole story is being told by these little surveillance camera footages. More from what people are filming on the streets. I just love the way they're using this idea of like, because it's in the end of the day, this Moon Knight comic, it really reads like a spy thriller. So just think like Jason Bourne. And in my mind, I'm like, the way they're communicating, like the whole shit is under surveillance. Like everything, everywhere you go, there's a camera of some sort, right? And then like even the simpleness of it, right? This kind of stuff right here reminds me of things like when people talk about how the Ninja Turtles, one of the first splash pages is just an empty street. And people are like, wow, like no one would ever thought to have used that. But then you see something like this, and it translates so much, but I don't think most people would do that. It doesn't look sexy. It's just a cape and a foot. But this issue is one of those that I think all cartoonists should peep out because, issue number 8 of the Moon Knight run, it's like all of this is just so beautifully done. The way it communicates all this stuff. And like I said, it's all through these cameras. And then obviously, the story ends and it goes somewhere else. And it's just like a 2-page conclusion. But that issue is amazing. But a lot of this, like I said, it has these panels, these panel dumps that I'm floored, right? I love the symmetry of it too. And I think that's probably what really calls people to it, the symmetry of all the panels. But like when you see a page like this, man, this double page spread and everything that's being communicated, holy shit, that's a beautiful page. Right? Because even though they're using these panel grids, some of this is like, it's being utilized like if it was just one major panel. But you see, like, there's something about the way it reads, the way it flows. So I absolutely love the way they do these panels. This issue 10 is a different artist. And this issue right here is one of those things that like I'm really trying to get into, which is not necessarily the panel layouts, but more of the showing and not telling. That's why if you saw Punch Drunk Zen and me making it, the first like 3 or 4 pages, there's little to no dialogue. You know, it's 3-4 pages of just things occurring. And like this definitely sets a tone and a mood. So beyond these 2 pages and these, you know, sparse words that you see, everything else is just this police officer's day. I don't want to give the story away, but so then basically someone else takes over the Moon Knight deity and is working in conjunction with the deity to kind of like do this plan, but this plan is kind of skewed. You find out at the end there's like a twist to it, but she's basically explaining to the cop how she needs to do this thing because it's right and it's the only thing that's, you know, going to be fair. And if not, you know what I mean, something bad's going to happen. This is our normal Moon Knight who's lost the deity's favors. She doesn't do it. Look at this. Look at these panel dumps. And like I've been into this kind of stuff for a long time, man. And like the way, hold on, let me show you guys something real quick. So this is from my bootleg Batman comic. And it's called a Batman Saga. But so like I've always been into like these just panel dumps. Like there's something about something like this that just looks so good. And I did this. I don't think I used to date these. No, I didn't. But I did these a long time ago. I don't even know how long ago that was that I made this. But like this is long before I read Moon Knight. But like all of this, like this page right here, I've always liked it. But yeah, so I've always kind of liked this, like these little panel dumps. And I think when done right, it's actually really fun cartooning. And I would actually just love to do a full-blown zine of just fucking panel dumps, and very little talking. And we'll see if I do that. We'll probably look through my Batman Saga one of these days. But yeah, so I love this. You know what I mean? I wish that they wouldn't do this thing, even though it kind of works for the story, because he's a character that's unhinged and is not necessarily all there. So it works the way all this stuff is just scattered and you don't fully understand what it is and what's going on. And every time he's kind of like in a psych ward or whatever, there's moments of clarity. These kind of panels do, it actually makes the people stop and like really like look at the art. And then as they're looking at the art, they begin to understand the story of like, oh, he's being tortured. They're giving him meds. He's hurt, right? Over and over again. And it makes the torture much more vibrant, to me at least. And you get that sensation, or it emotes kind of that feeling and emotion, and like it just does something much different than if you just wrote in words and he was tortured. There's a big difference with those panels versus just, you know, the expo of that. I love this portion of it. The prison is on an airplane. And then the Moon Knight deity is like, alright bro, I got your back. But like this panel layouts, I dig it so much, man. Like this. That's so good, so clever, and it's so simple. Like that's the end of it. So like I said, the story's great, but those panel layouts are just amazing. And if you're gonna pick up one issue to see kind of what you could do with the panels and how panels kind of work with the story, it had to be this Moon Knight number 8. because that issue is just so well done. But alright, you guys, thanks for watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Lates.